Everyone, this is Shaman with Naturally with Karen. It's asking me to rotate my device. And it's been a little while since I've been on and done any sharing with you on my channel, Naturally with Karen on YouTube. I wanted to kind of bring you up to speed on some of the things that I've been doing and why I've been absent for a little while. Some of the really exciting things are that I have some upgrades to my website. I brought on some of the products that I recommend, like the iodine and some of the minerals, especially from Iodine Minerals and the Iodoral, which I recommend. I finished and published my book, Detox and Heal Your Thyroid, which is available as an ebook. Let me see if I can get this to look a little better here with the light so we can see each other. That's better. Got a new phone. And got the website up to date after I finished the book. So I had some things for you to, be able to choose from. If you go to naturallywithkaren.com and you click on shop, you're going to see the iodine and the minerals, the book, as well as the hair testing. Now, if you're not familiar with hair testing, it's absolutely remarkable. It will give you a written hard copy patient report. If you order the profile number 2, it only requires the equivalent of about a teaspoon of hair taken from the occiput, the temporal, and the crown region. And it goes in a little envelope and it's sent to the lab by me that I received from you. It's $125, profile 2, hair testing, and you get that back in about 2 weeks. So 2 to 4 weeks total. And if it looks like you need to have a consult, there's mercury, arsenic, any of the heavy metals involved, which are also going to involve your thyroid, then we can schedule a consult and go over that together and come up with a plan so it helps you out, whether it's getting hair, thinking better, getting rid of brain fog, no matter what it is. The other thing that I've been doing since late last summer when I was on doing YouTube videos is I helped a close family member through opiate addiction. Now, anyone who knows me and has worked with me, and I'll introduce you to this, is that I'm not really a big fan of using medications if we can avoid it. Medications tend to be drugs, and they tend to cause us more problems because they tend to slap a Band-Aid over what we could have fixed ourselves most of the time. So in this case, Ambien, pain pills after a surgery, which naturally we would need, were given, but there's underlying root reasons why a person is going to be more likely to form an addiction than another person. And those are disclosed in my Detox and Heal Your Thyroid book, which is way more than a thyroid book. It gives you hands-on how to detox, what 3 foods to avoid, how to use the iodine, the minerals, and the supplements, and how to get yourself back up to speed in a way no other book does. And I know that because I went out there and I looked at them, I read them, I researched for years and years before I put mine together. And I actually did what the book recommends for you to do. And I taught it in many of my workshops and classes. When someone has an underlying mercury poisoning, even through maternal cord blood, maybe mom had amalgam fillings, and that mercury was transferred through the maternal cord to the baby in utero, then the baby is going to be born with some mercury poisoning. They're further assaulted with mercury through the vaccines, the thimerosal, aluminum, and formaldehyde. And then they're assaulted by a food system that they're born into that most people just habituate to because that's the standard protocol. That wheat and dairy gums up your glands and your organs, especially your delicate little thyroid gland. The mercury shuts it down, the fluoride shuts it down. So these are all very, very easy solutions that you can read the book, do yourself, do consultations with me. It's how I am reversing Parkinson's disease, cancers, lupus, autoimmune. I have video testimonials. And this is original medicine that took me a lifetime, 57 this summer, to be able to put together and be able to hold the courage to help people as they transition off medications and into a completely new way of life. So that's what I've been doing. When someone is addicted to pain relievers and Ambien because the doctors didn't know better, they should have known better because Ambien is widely known to be an extremely ineffective as well as dangerous prescription drug. Then what they do is they put our people in harm's way and they put the rest of us in harm's way by prescribing these things. When a person was only needing magnesium and to decongest and detoxify their own body. So none of us wants to do that work, but once we start doing it and we see how much better we feel, we're not going to be dependent on all these drugs and flushing them down the toilet in our urine and feces and exposing the entire planet to them. So I'm for, and always have been for 50 some years now, sustainable solutions that really give you hair, that really reverse disease, and that really help. I have clients I work with every day, clients I work with once a week, clients I work with every 2 weeks. And how do I do that if I'm here and you're way over there? Is we do it through FaceTime on a video chat application where we can see each other like we do now. It's probably not as wobbly as my phone might be, so it's my first time doing the live stream on the new phone here. And I'm not the most technologically savvy, but I'm getting there. So taking someone through means that then when the pain relievers prescription wore out, the person then might try to seek ways to deal with their pain, mental, physical, and spiritual, because often it's it's a snowball or a coconut ball maybe, where there's physical pain, there's not sleeping, there's insomnia, there's thyroid pain, there's some kind of heavy metal toxicity. That's behind most of your bipolar and schizophrenia and everything else is the wheat and the heavy metal poisoning. Now the doctors have layered other poisoning with the drugs, and the bones have become brittle because the thyroid ran out of iodine. So it starts pulling calcium out of the bones and people become osteoporotic far too young. And what I do is I break this down, but in my case, it had to get to a point where I had to really get someone out of an apartment, get them, pulled out and find the Rule 25 up here, which is the type of funding that's available that gives you an assessment and pays for a detoxification or a treatment center. And then they need to go somewhere where they can withdraw, because the tendency to relapse when they're at home and have nausea and diarrhea and everything from opiates, heroin, benzos, Xanax is extremely difficult. And it is for alcohol, cocaine, meth, and other things too. So our government now recognizes that this has become pretty epidemic and pandemic. And so it's something that we're addressing with additional funding. Thankfully for that. So that was several months of my being very involved with that, finishing my book first, getting the shop set up on the website, and also going through a pretty long winter here in Minnesota. I just wanted to touch in and let you know that I'll be appearing more regularly now, and I'll be talking a little bit more in detail, just very specific talks about what I do. You're also welcome to leave some nice comments that are kind down below if you want to, and give me some suggestions about some topics, because if you've never seen disease reversal through detoxification and remineralization and so forth, medication removal, which I cannot advise or prescribe. I have a pretty significant legal background, so I'm very aware of the liabilities. I have people consult with their doctors and their pharmacists and make informed decisions. So that's me. I miss you guys. I really do. And I also miss the warm sunshine of the summer. So I look forward to seeing you more often. I actually don't even know how I quit this live stream. I think I do. So I'm going to turn my phone over and just bear with me my first time. And okay, never mind. Let me see if I could figure this out. I had to shut off my whole phone. I had to shut off